Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Show. We got a winner on the books. Nice little unit made yesterday in the NBA on Saturday after like 4 straight losing days. So we will take it. Don't take anything for granted here in these streets in the NBA in March especially. We're going to go through 3 bets that I have down here for Sunday. So like a couple things already and go through the review here from yesterday as well. A little bit more of a thorough deep dive. Really happy that we're able to track variance a little bit better here, the way that I'm doing things moving forward. I'll show you what I mean in just a sec. And do want to let you know, we got that live show today, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Once again, we're doing that on the weekends at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. So hope to see you guys in the show. Bring your bets and jump in the comments, and we'll go through all that stuff together. If that all sounds good, give this video a like. Let's get right into it. 2-2 on Saturday, made that 0.9 units there. Now we are 33.1 units back up on the season. And going through these bets real quick, I told you guys yesterday, we're going to start looking at which of these bets were deserved, which of them were undeserved, both for wins and losses. So for Alex Sarr, kicking it off with the wins, pretty deserved, I would say. That's one of those that was deserved. That was a pretty easy bet there. 8 points for him. He's been getting about 8 to 9 minutes. He's been getting about 5 shots up per first quarter. We're going to keep going back to him because we can't really bank on full game stuff. And he went under on his full game stuff. So we got to really target first quarters. When we're looking at teams like the Wizards, they're not playing guys full minutes. They're playing them like 25 to 26 at the most. Everybody's getting roughly equal time. So you don't really want to take full game stuff for the Wiz right now. So really happy that we took the first quarter stuff and got that look from everybody in the VIP chat. So much appreciated to the squad. Sam Hauser, this one was deserved as far as the 3 goes. He was 3 for 11 from the field, from 3 specifically. If you had told me he was going to take 11 shots, I would have laddered this to like 5, maybe 6, just to get in there with like some ridiculous numbers and some ridiculous odds. He hit the 3, which good for him, I guess. I mean, just an awful shooting game that we couldn't have really projected. Shot well below his season average and his career average. So we'll take the plus 170 on the 3+. Didn't get the 4+. We're calling that undeserved. 3 for 11 from a guy who is basically a 41% three-point shooter. We should be expecting him to easily make the 4 and get us plus 425. Didn't do it. Only threw a third of a unit on there. And yeah, you guessed it. The other undeserved bet is Domas Sabonis. Just shrug, man. He had 11 points in the first quarter, not even at the half. At the half, he had 13 because he only managed 2 in the second. The most ridiculous part of this is that in the third quarter, Domas played the whole third quarter. Like we had him projected for about 3 to 4 more minutes than he actually played because they lost by 30. We should throw that out there as well. So the blowout just crushed us. And then more importantly than even the blowout, dude played all of the third quarter and needed 2 points. And could not get it. Got 1 point. Well, he needed 3. He got 1 point by going 1 for 2 from the free throw line, 0 for 6 from the field, including a missed 3. Can't predict that stuff. I mean, he played the minutes. We had him on the projections. Undeserved loss there. Really bad beat. So you take it. Comes with the territory, man. If you don't want to lose, don't bet. It's just that simple. If everybody who's complaining that they can't win or I'm not giving them 100% picks, it's not how this works, bro. I'm just going to help you guys out with that. Get your perspective right. It's if you win on a day, you take that and you move with happiness. If you lose, you review it and you get past it, right? So really grateful that we're still 33.1 units up on the season. Let's go ahead and get into these 3 plays that I've got here for Sunday. As always, going to be using Props Madness here. Number 1, sports betting research tool available when it comes to all things hoops, that's for sure. So definitely make sure if you jump in and use Props Madness, you can get a free 7-day trial. Use that code LYB. You can also get 25% off your first month if you do want to jump in on the Props Madness action using that code there. I'm going to be using it here on the live show. So hopefully you guys, if you have any questions, jump in. Let me know what you want to know about this platform. I'm going to kick it off here and skip a couple games and get right to the Knicks and the Blazers. They're tipping off, I should say, at 6 p.m. here on the East Coast. And I'm looking at Shaden Sharp. Right now, we've got questionable tags on Anthony Simons. That's most important. We know Scoot is out, and we know Jeremy Grant is doubtful, probably still going to keep being out. Simons is legit questionable. So I'm looking at Shaden Sharp right now early, even before that announcement is made. I think you get him at 18.5 on the points, which is still available on a good number of books here. And the first thing I'm looking at, granted, if Anthony Simons is in, not as helpful. So I am going to show you what happens when you take Anthony Simons out and you look at the 5 games he's played without Simons. 26 points per game, over in all 5. Actually hasn't gotten fewer than 21 points in all of those games as well. So if you want to do a little bit of an alt line to 20 plus, probably like plus 110, plus 108, right? Not going to be too much juice, but I'm happy to just take 18.5 and walk away with a win here for Shaden Sharp. That's number 1, is that if Anthony Simons doesn't play, then I love it. If Anthony Simons plays like he did in the last game they just played head-to-head here, I'm still not worried about it. Now, Shaden Sharp got 42 minutes. with Simons against the Knicks just a few weeks ago, right, on the 12th of March. And in that game, they went to OT, so he still played 37 minutes, right, and then got the 5 in OT. He had 21 points there, 8 for 18, so really bad shooting, actually, and a really similar situation, once again, with who was out and who's going to be in. So I'm showing here 21 was still gettable for him with Anthony Simons, took 18 shots, did not like Anthony Simons really ate into that stuff. And it really comes down to a lot of the play type stuff here for me. Like, as far as the Knicks defense, it's been horrible, both in transition and all season. It's been bad against the pick and roll. It's been even worse in transition over the course of basically the last like 2 weeks. This defense starting to get a little bit better for the Knicks, but not good enough against the pick and roll stuff up top. Guys going to the hoop, you can see they're 23rd in limiting points right next to the rim there. And that is where Shaden Sharp is getting 38% of his points. Plus, you look at the similar player stuff here, really good hit rates, really good numbers for guys who are similar player types to Shaden Sharp, right? So you look at first thing here, average points differential. That means that guys that are like Shaden Sharp have averaged 2 more points per game against the Knicks than they do on the season. That's a 14% increase. And overall, these guys are getting their props and going over on their points 73% of the time in these last 11 games, or 11 games with all these players that we are considering similar player types to Shaden Sharp, right? Including Sharp, who got the 21, and really, really nice hit rate for guys that we consider similar players. Plus, if you look at positions, and you got to break this down a little bit more, like Bogey and Clay, not the same type of player as Shaden Sharp. Norm Powell, much more like Shaden. Guys like maybe Julian Champagny are a little bit like him as well. But either way, as far as guards go and guys who are shooting from up top, or more importantly, driving to the rim like we know Shaden's going to do, this is a really good look against a really weak Knicks defense against players like Shaden. I don't have another bet in this game, but at least want to give you the leans that I have as well for the guys on the Knicks side. I like Bridges and I like Hart, and I like them both for PA. Hart, we might be able to get on like a triple-double. That's something I'll definitely be talking about on the live show. But if you look at head-to-head in the last game they played on the 12th a few weeks ago, also without Jalen Brunson, actually had Campaign and McBride in there for that game. So Josh Hart playing here with those guys available still almost got a triple-double. 11 points. He had the dimes were left us short. 9 dimes on 15 potentials. And then the rebounds, he got 11 on 19 rebound chances. So I'm kind of liking a PRA bet or a triple-double bet for Josh Hart. Need to see how a few more lines come out. And I do want to know if Simons is in. If Simons is in, I do think this game is a lot more likely to stay closer, which is when I would like to take a guy like Josh Hart. But really, Hart and Bridges are the two guys that both had really big games against the Blazers in this same situation last time. And I expect them to both be the guys picking up the slack in terms of playmaking and diming up, right? You saw from McHale yesterday, or a couple days ago, rather, we took him on the PA against the Bucks in this same situation. And we're looking to go right back to it. I think it's going to be a PA bet for Mikal Bridges, and for Josh Hart, maybe we throw the PRA in there. But there's going to be some bets on those guys. We'll talk about that on the live today. Moving to the Warriors and the Spurs, next game that I have a look for. And I do want to give you a quick reminder. Go ahead and give the video a like if you guys are getting anything out of it. It goes a super long way to support the channel. So much appreciated there. But for this game, I'm looking at a blowout. I'm looking at the Dubs to handle business. They are 11.5 point favorites in this one on the road. 7 p.m. tip time here. And the only guys we don't know about actually everyone's in for the Spurs. And then for the Dubs, we are going to have Steph Curry, and Gary Payton Jr. is out. But I'm going over to this Dubs team, and I'm looking at them to get the blowout here. So if they are going to get the blowout, this is kind of where I go, right? And this is already going up, is the Buddy Hield bet. This was way too low. It was at 7.5 points. I think this is gettable up to this 9.5 number here. This is about as high as I'm going to take it if I'm betting on Buddy Hield. But if you can still get 8.5, great. Go for it on MGM and a couple other books here. And really, shout out Free Sauce, one of the VIP cappers in the Discord. He is the one who pointed out when this team does really well and when they win by a lot, that's when Buddy Hield seems to do a lot better. So we can go here and select a few more of these advanced filters, and you can see you can choose won by or lost by. So let's do either won by 10 plus or let's just do 1 by 10 plus. So in the games where they've won by at least 10, and let's say it's like at least reasonably close, let's give it like 10 to 15 points is the spread here, right? Because it's about 12. So if we do 10 to 15 in terms of the win total, the differential here that we expect the Dubs to win by, 10 to 15 minutes, 14 points per game in those games here. Did go under twice. If you look at the Jazz and the Thunder here, a couple bad shooting games or games he just didn't really get involved in. But either way, this is one where when he comes in and plays a few more, when they are handling business, he comes in, plays a few more minutes, and then gets a few more shots up here as well, which is what I'm looking at for Buddy. I'm just trying to find ways to bet on guys who are going to get more minutes because the Dubs blow out this team. Buddy Hield is a great start. I think guys like Moody, Pods, even Quentin Post, they're going to get a bit more time than they might normally get. I wouldn't be looking to go over on guys like Curry or Jimmy Butler in this one, especially on the points for Jimmy. I just don't think it's going to be necessary. They did have to kind of handle business against the Pellies. They were losing for a little bit and had to come back in that game. So Jimmy did put up a few more shots, but still not much there. I'm not going to be going over on those guys. I like the Buddy Hield over on the points, and probably going to be looking at a couple other guys here when we get into the live show later. Last one for me here, I'm going to be looking at Devin Booker. I'm going to be fading him against this Rockets team. We are going to see most of the players out there. We know no Beal for the Suns, and we know no Tari Eason for the Rockets. Don't think that's really going to impact Book too much. We've seen a couple of different guys for the Rockets be his primary defender. Whomever it is, I don't like the matchup for him. As long as Amin Thompson's out there, as long as Dylan Brooks is out there, we know that they're going to use those guys to take away most of what the two best Suns players want to do in KD and Booker. For Booker, he was on one and now is completely off one. And the assists, they're still available for him, but that's a big reason why I like fading all of it. PRA altogether under for Booker here. This is at 35.5 still in most places, and that's a great under in my estimation here. If you look at him against the Rockets, obviously not a great time. Last time out there, they lost by 7. He played 37 minutes and still only had 19, 4 dimes, 3 rebounds. And the rebounds and the dimes are the thing that I really like fading here, but I'm happy to add the points because he has not been scoring as well. And in this last game, only took the 15 shots. Same situation as last game. You're going to have everybody in for both teams here, other than the two guys I mentioned. Beal did miss the last game against them, but I don't see that helping him. Like if you look at him on the season without Brad Beal, it's not like it really gets much better when you take away and make sure we have KD out here. When you look at those guys on the season, in terms of the PRA here, he's at 37.6, but it's not like it goes up a ton, right? It doesn't like change everything for him. He's had some good games against some bad defenses. And then if you look at this defense right here, it's been top 5 all season, continues to be top 5, and continues to be one that the only thing they don't do well is limit points to primary ball handlers. So if you wanted to just do the under on the rebounds and assists, I totally get it. But I think he's going to have a tough time scoring as well. And I don't think the Suns are really looking are going to be in this game very much. They've been getting blown out by good teams. So can see that happening again in this one, like they did to the Celtics and to the Timberwolves, and looking like it's a good under on either the PRA or the RA for Booker in this one. All right, hope to see y'all at the live show, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Bring your bets, jump in the comments. We'll go over that stuff together as we research this stuff using Props Madness and the like. So hope to see y'all there. And until I do, happy betting.